great rides tonight, and all of the animal athletes stay safe. May your presence be near to them. Bless the volunteers as they give their time and talents to ensure a smooth rodeo. Watch closely over the scholarship winners as they go to their prospective schools. Be with all of the 4-H and FFA students as they participate in the many contests here at the rodeo. Put your hand on every person present at the rodeo grounds tonight. May you keep them safe as they travel home. And finally, protect those that protect and fight for our freedom here in the United States and overseas. May God bless America, and may God bless Texas. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, Michael. Thank you for that. Our national anthem salute is brought to you by Cavender's Boot City. Xavier Williams from Shady Crest Elementary will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed by popular Houston artist The Suffers. And carrying our nation's flag, Shelby Pearson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
What an awesome patriotic salute presented by Cavender's Boot City.
Oh, Houston, let's go!
Look at those long legs fly.
There's a party going on around town. It's one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than I heard.
What an outstanding competition.
Miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night. the sky.
Look at that.
Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight. Where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the
Hard
show.
running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show.
That's perfect. Yeah, here we go.
Hello, Houston. Are you all ready? Come on, let's hear it. We're ready for you. Well, this is our 14th shot. We're going to buck 'em and buck 'em hard, but this is the number 2 performance in the number 5 bracket. Tonight, we always talk about the eliminators, the bad horses they bring, the bad bulls. They don't bring bad calves and steers. They're the same bunch.
Right.
Ready to rock and roll?
But either way, when you're in the second night of a Super Series, you're either building on something that went well last night or you're trying to rebound. Either way, what you have to understand is once this Super Series is over, it's all about the semifinals, the wild card, and the finals, the playoffs toward the championship of Houston. Now, Andy and Patty are very high on the youth movement that we have here. A lot of young contestants at Rodeo Houston this year, but for me, I'm sticking with a veteran in the bull riding. This is a guy by the name of Jordan Spears, and last night, you know, the California Cowboy is just unstoppable when his mind is on it. And last night he made a great bull ride, and when I look at the bull he's got tonight, I'm almost certain, matter of fact, I'd bet the ranch on it, all 3 acres and the 2 alpaca, that this kid gets another one rode.
Well, I'll stick with the rough stock competitions as well. Leighton Green on night number 1 of this Super Series, fellas, he was 84.5 and wins the round. So he's off to a great start. Well, we've seen some sweeps in the past, and we had an opportunity to talk with Leighton and said, hey, let's look forward. Tell us about the horse that you have tonight.
I have a horse called Fancy Frank. Going to be a little similar to last night, take a bunch of rain, give a guy a chance to win. Really good little horse, and I plan on winning first again.
Well, that's the story, and that's how it's going to be. I'm Bob Tallman, by the way, my partner, Boyd Polhamus, and Andy Seiler. But in the arena, we have a beautiful and very knowledgeable lady, Patty Smith. Let's go down to her right now.
Well, thank you so much. I am down here on the star stage where Cody Jinks will be performing in just a couple of hours. And as Boyd said, my pick tonight is a young guy. In fact, it's Shad Mayfield at just 22 years old. He's a second-generation cowboy. He's a 4-time NFR qualifier, a 2020 world champ, and he's currently ranked 8th in the world. I had a chance to talk to him earlier as he was the last man off the dirt before the grand entry, getting his beautiful White Horse Platinum ready for this. He said he needed to get him ready for this arena. This is a much larger arena than most of the time, but he drew the best calf, the calf that Riley scored on last night, so he is ready to go.
Oh, I like hearing that. I like hearing that whenever he's my pick. Tie down roping. Crank it up with Boot Barn. Round 2 of Super Series 5 as the rodeo plays out. Now, this is the calf that Shad has, and Riley made good use of him last night. Not a lot of kicks. See, when it comes time to gather those hind legs, cooperative farm animal. So Webb, what did he get for that 9.8 second run? How about $3,000? Not bad. Riley Pruitt right behind him. And then, of course, the aforementioned Shad Mayfield. Keep your eyes on the veteran Blaine Cox and veteran Kyle Lucas. I'll stick with the veterans tonight.
Here's a veteran, Riley Pruitt, 2-time qualifier to the National Finals Rodeo at 31 years of age. The son of a world champ who won $2,000 last night. One of the bigger tie-down ropers you're going to see. Knows how to handle cattle well. But right now he's got a calf that's kicking on him. And it will be 13-3. I don't know if that's going to be quick enough tonight, Bobby T, for the number 5 man in the world.
Well, Andy, you and I and Boyd try to set a bar in every event, calf roping, steer wrestling, especially on the timed events, scores in the riding. I don't think that that's a bar that'll be challenging. All these calves have had practice runs on them, and they had a run on them last night. He just got to him at the right point, and you know, with the size of this young man, and as long as his fingers are, He can string gather and hold a calf together as good or better than anybody else.
Well, just look at his build, right? He's 6'3", 200 pounds, so he can handle bigger cattle. As Patty pointed out, just 22 years old, so he's young. Number 8 in the world. And Bob, you and I, well, you got to see his dad Sylvester a lot more than I did. But when you watch this guy go, you recognize that the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Well, he got his size from his mama when it comes to height. Sylvester Mayfield, we called him Silver. In the 10-year record career that he did, we saw him, Boyd, flank bigger calves than these when a lot of other guys wanted to leg them down. What Shad's got to do, being number 8 in the world, he knows that he just wants a piece of the money on top of the 1,000 he's got, Andy.
Has to add to that total. Keeps the calf standing. That is so important. Now it can all come together. 8.1 for Mayfield. That's one of the quicker times that we've seen at this year's Rodeo Houston. And if he could keep that up, that could have some serious implications come our championship Sunday, fellas.
Well, we brag on every one of them every time they go. Riley Webb will be next.
And they're all friends, let's be honest. And out of the 4 Super Series, we've already advanced 16 Cowboys to a semifinal. But none of those 16 are going to be glad to see Shad show up, or Riley for that matter.
All right, Riley Webb. He had a big win at Denver where Boyd bragged on him in that arena tonight. Oh, being 3rd in the world. Woo! We're in there with a 9-8. Now, boys, remember, a year ago we were bragging on him as being the all-around in the tie-down resist-all Rookie of the Year. Now he's playing with the big boys.
He's so smooth for a 19-year-old as well. You know, I mean, to come in here for his first time ever at Rodeo Houston, win the round, and just keep going.
And if you don't know it, folks, this building's intimidating. Okay, I'm sure it's intimidating if you're a football player playing in it for the first time, but for Cowboys who are typically working in arenas that are probably, on the average, a big one would be the quarter of the size of this pen right here. If you were a really big outdoor rodeo, say Pecos or Dodge City, something like that, they're big arenas, but not near as big as this pen is. Ty Harris coming off the win in Arlington. Oh, big winner at the American, and a big winner right here, 9-1. Harris will move into the number 2 spot for the former Resist All Rookie of the Year award winner. Another several-time national finalist, 4 trips for him as well. And he's back in the groove.
Well, in case you didn't watch last night's performance, now you see why we're nervous for the 13-3 that started it. Since then, it's been 8-1, 9-8, and 9-1. Kyle Lucas, keep those numbers in your mind. A 21-3 from last night is not what we're used to seeing from the Canadian finalists. Last year's champion of the National Western in Denver, 28 years of age. You can see the sweat on that Canadian horse in the Bayou City.
Yeah, there's no humidity today. You know, 72 degrees in Houston today. Sun shining, light breeze.
That was a high.
Oh, hard running calf. Well, he's going to rub him by the hind legs. And that's legal, but it appears to be he's just going to try to get the calf free first, and then if he wants to go on and try to tie him, he can. There's the time limit, so now the arena crew will come in and hold the calf for him. Tough luck for the second night of a really fine young man who was raised in a great family, and tough luck for Kyle. You had a story on King you wanted to tell?
Well, I'm glad you led or ended with that word family. Got to meet his daddy. Got to meet his kids. He It says Weatherford, Texas. He lives in Peaster, about 6-8 miles from my house. And I've had the pleasure of turning out calves for this kid in the practice pen. Get down, big boy. 6'3", 250. Fast hands. Get out of there.
But you saw that barrier, right? You see the sign that comes up on the clock while the clock's ticking, says broken barrier? Watch the calf. You see the rope on the calf? It's supposed to trip the barrier before the horse runs through it. And again, you could tell by the way it was tripped, whether the horse broke it or the calf tripped it and the horse broke it, but then the calf did stay tied for 6 seconds. So all of that ends up in no time for a good kid.
Well, that's a good explanation. We better put a barrier up in the practice pen, King. Wait, hide.
Canyon, Texas. 23 years of age. Last year's champion at Ogden. A quick pitch out there. But I am nervous that we broke the barrier again, and we did. It's kind of what he had to do. He's trying to go faster after a no time last night. 19 flat with that 10-second penalty.
So the barrier line will fight. Quaid, 19 flat. Hey, folks, here's a guy that is a horse dentist. We ask him, why did you decide to be a horse dentist?
I did it just because it's in the rodeo industry, and it's the same people that I know and I rodeo with all year long, so it works out good for me, and I went to school for 3 years.
Absolutely. Went to 3 years of college to learn how to do it. And horses have to have their teeth repaired just like we do.
I think that's called having a captive audience.
Yeah, it dang sure is when they travel. Hill College for other points of education as well.
I see what you did there, Bobby. For other points of education, a little double entendre. I like it.
Well, to become an equine dentist, you've got to work at it.
And he has.
Did he get out?
It was close, but they're not telling us anything different yet. $625 on night one. Now he will string gather and another kick and calf. 14-4 for Blaine. He's right at about the 50-yard line if we were in a football configuration, about halfway down. But that calf tried to go in between his legs. Gathers it all up at 14-4.
So, when you stack it all up and think about all the intangibles that a tie-down roper might have to deal with. That's a pegging string in his mouth. That's a jerk line in his belt. That's a lariat in his hand. That's a barrier line in front, and then there's 300 pounds of bovine ready to meet you at the end of a 30-foot rope. You got to block, gather, and tie. And when it's right, it'll bring a smile to your face. There's Riley and Shad, and that's where the race is at. And when it's not, Old King will close his eyes and say, hey, I'm going to have to rope fast tomorrow. Here's tonight. Mayfield wins tonight. Harris finishes second. That's the exact opposite of what happened last night. Webb finished first. Mayfield finished second. So they're tied at the top with money. And as we end round 2 of Super Series 5, a tip of the hat to Boot Barn for bringing us the tie-down roping.
Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top competitors in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. When they conclude, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal get one more chance. They'll go to one of our wild card competitions. The winner of each wild card will advance to the championship. They join the others for a shot at the $50,000. The event winners from each Super Series will receive a 52-quart ultralight cooler from Arctic Outdoors and a custom Les Paul style electric guitar created especially for Rodeo Houston champions. And that's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
Okay, we've chased them and roped them. Now let's ride them in the bareback riding. It's next.
Anyone who knows rodeo knows there's nothing more important than safety. That goes for our fans too. The Crown Royal Riders want everyone to make it home safely. As you enjoy Rodeo Houston, please make sure to always assign a designated driver. Crown Royal wants you to drink responsibly.
Don't forget that on those days that you can't get to NRG Stadium, you can still watch Rodeo Houston. How? Real simple. 3 opportunities. Telemundo, along with the Cowboy Channel and Bally Sports Southwest. So, folks, even if you can't get to NRG Stadium, you can still bring Rodeo Houston into your home, and we hope you do, because if you don't, Bob gets really obstreperous. It's not good. Not good at all.
Hey, we talk about captions. Let me make it easy on you. For your mobile device right now, if you'll just point your camera to the QR codes on the center screens, it will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app.
Thanks to Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring our hardworking arena crew. They're down in the dirt on the chutes, making it all work behind the scenes.
Oh, the hats are out tonight in Harris County, Houston, Texas, raising their glass as the bareback riders are raising the ransom. Chevron brings you the most physically demanding event in the sport of rodeo. And one young Keenan Hayes, who couldn't ride here a year ago, certainly proved he belongs here this year. Last night with an 86-point ride, he won the 3,000. Austin Rutherford split second and third. Landingham ended up in the top 4. If you're looking for NFR Cowboys, there they are, Landingham. Rutherford and Oss have all been to the show.
Well, there's the yellow chaps that say you're in for a spurring education. You watch this big man from Hat Creek, California, R.C. Landingham. Here's a guy staying 6'1". Look at the reach, look at the reach. I told you, watch his shaft. Now that little horse, they call him Lil Fucker. We've already seen an 83 on him by the world champion, Andy.
Well, there's nothing little about that horse because RC, one of the lankier cowboys in the bareback riding, keeping that spur stroke going. 83 points for Landingham. We're off to a good start.
I like it. Let's go to a Colorado Cowboy on a Canadian bucket horse. Here's the big winner from last night, 20-year-old Keenan Hayes from Hayden, Colorado. Horses, you see me in the Calgary Stampede. Look at those legs. Horse popping its head, Cowboy popping his feet. Boy, I don't know if he knows how good he is at what he does.
Nope.
It'd be tough to know you're that good at that young of an age, but this guy just keeps showing off. Shows up every night, and he did again tonight. 85 points for the 20-year-old from Colorado.
Helena, Montana's Sam Peterson was 82 in round 1 of the Super Series, worth 500. Daddy's Girl from the Survey Championship string. They were 88 points on this horse in Denver, and Sambo is showing off. He spurred so hard his shafts came loose.
Woo! And he's only 19 years old. Montana. Be proud of him. 82 last night. You ready, Houston? You ready? 89 points. Woo! Look at him, look at him, look at him. Rosy red cheeks and all.
Hats off to that Survey horse. called Daddy's Girl. They can't buck any better than that one just did. We go to the gem state of Idaho. Blackfoot the home to Clay Stone. Teddy Broussard had this horse in San Antonio, was 83 points.
Buck him.
Buck him and buck him we will. Bandana Bay. Lathered up and ready to shine. Stone finds his way to that whistle as our pickup men ride in to set him on the ground. Remember, half the points come from the horse. How hard is he to ride? Half the points come from the cowboy. How well did he ride him? 1 to 50 on each. Ending up with an 81.5 for the Gem State Cowboy from Idaho.
The next man you're going to watch is Chad Rutherford, and he didn't start rodeoing until he was a freshman in college. He was a football standout. We asked him, how did you switch sports?
The biggest part of it for me was just being able to harness that aggression from one sport to the next, and once I figured out the body physical part of it, it's been the best thing for me.
Well, he'll be wired up, I promise you that. Hillsboro, Texas, by way of Louisiana. This is the Moon Dancer. Let old paint kick. There, fire, fire, set your feet. Woo! Cajun turned Texan. You know, I think in the last 2 years, maybe 3, he just gets better, boys.
And I got to tell you, these Y's, these are some of the younger horses that the Cervies have brought to Houston. And these Y's have been really, really good. Here's another one, 86.5. That'll put him in the number 2 spot. So Rutherford's looking bulletproof.
Boy, when you're 4th at an 85, that's...
Well, an 83. To be in the top 4, you have to be more than 83. Here's another one of those Y horses from the Cervies, Jelly Bean. Yes, that's right. Jelly Bean is the horse, but I watched him be 87 on this horse in Estes Park. So, Tanner, see what this matchup can bring to you. $1 Million athlete, 7 trips to the national finals. Jelly Bean starts to cover a little ground on the north end of the stadium.
And Andy, I think she's a she, but she has a move or two as well. There's from our sky cam. See that swoop to the right? Now watch, she's going to swoop back to the left. Then she's going to swoop back to the right. So those are a little tougher to track when they're swooping like that. That's SWOPIN. I dropped the G for real.
Yeah, well, IN's good enough in Texas, buddy.
What did we get on that ride? 82.5?
82.5. Briar Dittmer, Runnels, Iowa. Now this Southern Comfort is a little older horse. And when you get one of them big strong ones and trying to buck you off, this one will help you. It's easy for me to say, we're 5 stories up and I'm looking down. You got to be 89.5 to a 90 to go to the lead. You move on by money 1. You'll paint. I don't know if that's any easier than any of the rest of them. Briar, I'd say you did good. Anybody in Iowa watching us tonight, there's your cowboy.
Well, that swoop at the very beginning, I would say, gets a lot of people either down or behind, right there. But Briar does a good job of catching back up. 76 points for the Iowegian on the Colorado horse.
Going out, Anthony. He's out, Anthony.
So, folks, the next guy you're going to watch grew up on a cattle station in Australia. They don't call them ranches, they call them station. He now lives in Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Thomas on Vegas vacation. Keenan Hayes, 83 on this horse in San Antonio. Takes a little bit of a scoot, cuts back around to the left, and the right-handed cowboy. Just a little out of sync, Bobby T.
Well, when you think that we're rodeoing tonight in NRG Stadium on a football field, that horse found time to get to a fence. That created a little jump back. Houston, he's got a little limp to leaving here. Why don't you give him some hometown love? They're going to mark him 71 points for the Beefmaster.
It takes everything you've got once you give them the thumbs up. Say, I'm ready to ride. The extension of your feet. A hand that holds you on to more than 1,300 pounds of bucking horse. You get to smile like Sam or cheer like Chad. Sometimes it's just a nostalgic wave like RC. Tonight it was 89 points with Sam Peterson to get the biggest check of all. But here's what matters most. The overall winnings to get you out of your Super Series. Right now it's Hayes, Rutherford, and Peterson. Thank you to Chevron for sponsoring our bareback riding.
Stay tuned in, because 2x2 Team Ropers when we return. Hey, rodeo fans, join today's Chick-fil-A Houston Selfie Race. 3 lucky fans will battle it out across Houston, making their way to the finish line right here in NRG Stadium. Here's how to play. Step 1, take a selfie, and here's the best way. Step 2, upload your selfie on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag RodeoHouston. The race will take place in just a few minutes, so send in your selfies now.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you to Houston Methodist, the official healthcare providers of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine, caring for our rodeo athletes.
All right, everybody, I know you've been saying over the years, I'm going to go up there to that fan zone, section 103 and 124. I know you've been saying it. Make it tonight. Do it. It's all presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. There they are. The cap ropers are already in place. Picking strings as well. Good job, boys. Thank you for being there. Go meet our champions and our ladies. Fan zone. Oh, look at those happy people.
Oh, we talked about what a pretty day it is. It gets even prettier if you get flipped around on that thing. In the carnival, they are enjoying this gorgeous day. In NRG Stadium, they are anxious. Those Team Ropers are ready to ply their trade, and Mrs. Bears and KHOU Channel 11 present them. Last night, it was Manny Igaskiza and Joseph Harrison. I mean, they were smooth like butter and smoked that rope on that Healer's Dally. Tierney and Braden finishing the top 2, Summers and Moats, Richard and Bueller in the conversation. There's a pair of world champions in Rogers and Eves. Better keep your eyes on them. And Sinigini and Lockett, past champions here.
First team, just north of the Red River. It's an Okie duo. Jake Clay and Billy Jack Sabins. Number 7 to the head side. Number 2 in the world is Billy Jack. They were able to win $250 a man, $500 as a team on the first night, but we're going to get all kinds of penalties. We broke the barrier, that's 10 seconds. We rope one hind leg, that's 5 more, so the total time of 20 and 9.
All right, on the next run, we're going to pretend we didn't even see that. And I've told you both, the day's going to come, I'm going to change my name. It's going to be Billy Jack. The youngster and the veteran. The veteran on your left-hand screen, that's Patrick Smith. The world champion, 17th in the world, Tanner Tomlinson. 22 years old in that black shirt that's well decorated. The man on the left of your screen's got kids of his own that are now roping in District 3 High School Rodeo in North Texas. Woo! Whoa, I want to see that when he goes to Dally. They're going to be 6 and 4. Andy, could he have dallied sooner?
He could have tried, but Tanner was running out of real estate, and Patrick goes to his dally with only about 3 or 4 feet left on a 35-foot rope.
Yeah, and he's still got all 5 forefingers and the thumb, so that's a good day. Eric Rogers from Round Rock, Arizona. Paul Eves from Lonedale, Missouri. A friend of ours had a saying that said you can't keep a squirrel out of the trees in timber country. And you're not going to keep these guys out of the money in the team roping. Too talented. Oh, got a leg in the front loop. And down they go again. Holy smokes, it is implausible. Implausible for those two to make 2 runs and have no money.
That's not even the word of the day. I'm still stuck on Billy Jack Tolman. I can't wait to see those.
No,
two
I'm just
business
taking the
stars.
name Billy Jack. Just leave
Just
it at that.
no last name, just Billy Jack.
Wait till you see the trailer to the movie.
Manny Aguskiza and Joseph Harrison won the round last night with a 5-9. Number 9 in the world to the head side, but the steer will escape the shot from Joseph. No time.
If he ever wanted to be obstreperous, now would be the time to do it.
Well, that steer kind of ducked to the right, making Joseph just a tad out of position. That makes an awkward transition, if you will, for him to throw his heel shot.
That'll make you raise your voice. All right, Boyd's bragging on him, Manny Esposito, Joseph Harrison. Folks, they got $6,000. Well, no, we're going to the... Yep. I'm going to go with Paul David Tierney. Paul David Tierney and Tanner Braden. 6'3". You can live with that.
They did exactly what you want to do. You want to be faster and smoother than we were the night before. So they won second last night with a 6'9". They're sitting here at 6'3". Now they're the number 1 team as Clint Summers of Lake City, Florida, and Ryan Moats of Weatherford, Texas. Now, you want to talk about learning how to grow a good goatee? I'm telling you, that healer right there on the left of your screen, when he grows a goatee, it is unbelievable. Okay? Yep, and he's also a former reserve champion of the world. His dad, David, is a world champion. So Ryan Moats grew up in this. Summers has been to the finals as a healer. Switched to the head and side. Oh, it sizzled, but it didn't sizzle too much. Watch that judge ride up. That judge is going to ride up and look at that head catch and then wave that flag. Why? What did he do wrong? He didn't do anything wrong intentionally. It was an illegal head catch when it came around and hickied the left horn. So I don't mean to get greedy here, but 3 out of the last 4 runs have been no times.
Ren Richard and Jeremy Bueller will be licking their chops. $1 million athlete to the head side, world champion on the heels. And we rope another leg. 11-1, but right now that's 3rd. So they're going to win no less than 4th with the leg.
Well, that's what they won last night. There's the fear of the beard. Aaron Tasinagini and a former Houston champion, Kyle Lockett. And all they need to do, we use the term businessman run, just go rope a good one. The man in the blue shirt representing the Navajo Nation from Tuba City, Arizona, Kyle Lockett, the father of many kids in a big family from California. Head catch, got him around the neck, it's good. Now get 2. Whoa! Boys, you got to be in the 10s and 11s. You're going to get a check. There's the loop. And he ropes a leg. Timing. It's all about timing.
I don't know if he hit the steer's horn or the steer's back in the corner, but that's what caused a little malfunction in the loop and him to have to catch up. 17-5 will be the time. A weird night in the team roping. That's how it starts. You give chase, toss out a head loop. The healer will come in, hope that the timing has come all together to catch 2. Then you have to get your dally. Smoke the rope to stop that steer and face up. Tierney and Braden at the top with a 6-3. That will get them money for the 2nd night in a row. Now $10,000 for the team, followed by Manny and Joseph. Mrs. Baird's and KHOU 11 brought us the team rope.
It's going to turn into a one-header tomorrow night, the team roping is. It's the second head of Saddle Bronc Riders when we return.
Wondering what to do after the show? Head outside to a one-of-a-kind beer garden and enjoy the official beer of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo at the Miller Time Bar. Discover a unique rodeo oasis. Come unwind with a hard seltzer or beer at the Topo Chico Hard Seltzer's backyard. And if you've worked up an appetite, head on over to the ranch for a casual or fine dining experience. So stick around. There's plenty to do and something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Captions are available on your mobile device. You can get them by scanning the QR code on the screen to take you straight to our closed caption mobile app.
Here's my crew. We call them the Arena Crew, and they are talented. These people work all kinds of hours. With the gates, the chutes, the equipment, they fix it all. And they are sponsored by great people. Cavender's Boot City.
Yeah, you got to sort the sheep for the mutton busting. Oh, look at that. Chicken nuggets and cotton candy. How do you go wrong with that? Oh, it's going to be a sugar fix they'll deal with at midnight. Oh, you can take pictures if you want. The crowd continues to arrive and fill in the stands inside one of the biggest rodeo arenas in the world as the Saddle Bronc Riders measure their rein and strap on their saddles, compliments of energy transfer. Last night, Leighton Green, this three-time national finalist from Canada, took a horse that took a ton of rein, and he took him to the top. $3,000 for the win. Diaz and Garrett would split. Second and third, Wanchuk would win the fourth hole. Coburn Bradshaw, Isaac Diaz, Sage Newman, your defending champion, bears watching.
Eagle Beach, South Dakota. It's the hometown of Shorty Garrett.
Go, guys.
Payback, the horse from Zerby's. Solid start for the man that won Rapid City at the beginning of the season. Badlands Circuit Finals champ. He was 81.5 on night number one of our 5th Super Series. That was worth $1,500. Usually about the $3,000 mark is where you want to be. 81.5 for the second night in a row.
He was hoping to be a little more than that, but the next guy from Montana said, I got to keep up with the kid in the bareback riding. This will be Sage Newman. He started his year off on the big bucking ball in Gillette. Big check.
You know what? I always find out something I didn't know before.
Yeah.
This horse was named by Andy Seiler and his wife after a bottle of wine.
The Vintage Villain.
Villain.
If
you drink enough wine, you'll understand that a vintage can be your villain.
Well, knowing your wife, I'm going to take her word for it. He's the number 5 man ranked in the world, but he's in the biggest rodeo in the world. Look at the gray horse. Fire! Let's go, Houston! Woo! He got him a little check last night. Let's see where we go with this.
A little bit of an explosion right there. Doesn't shake Sage, not for a second. Melstone, Montana, finding his way to the 8-second whistle. And hey, 88.5. That was vintage. And Sage turned out to be that horse's villain.
See, Boyd was trying to be obstreperous, but I didn't let him. Colby Wanchuk of Sherwood Park, Alberta.
I don't try obstreperous. I am.
I almost apologize for getting so excited. Go on with your Canadian.
I know. I never should have said anything, Bob. This is a rematch. Amazon Hills is the Canadian horse underneath the Canadian Cowboy. They met up at the hard grass bronc match for 88.5. It's in Pollockville, Alberta, Canada.
Maybe one of the greatest bronc rides I've ever been to. I'd buy a ticket to go back and watch it again.
Look how big that horse is.
His hips are nearly at the top of the chute gate.
Amazon Hills standing tall. Slow circle to the left. Tell you what, fellas, you compare them to the bareback horses, I think we got a pretty rider-friendly group so far.
Yeah, I would agree that normally they're a little less user-friendly. 82.5 for Kobe on Chuck. We're looking now to another Canadian. Why not? Canada's great. I love this little horse, folks. It's a paint horse. This horse's daddy was a horse named Lunatic Fringe from the Birch String. And this horse has got the paint color that Lunatic had. But this horse also takes a ton of bronc rain. As a matter of fact, in our opening, Andy talked about Leighton Green, and Leighton talked about this horse and how much rain he takes. So this horse is going to hold his nose almost onto the dirt with each jump. He's going to circle around. I'm almost certain he goes to the left, but this is a right-hand delivery, so I've been wrong before. But I think he circles left, and you can really show off on this horse. Yeah. Go with it, Leighton. Pretty paint horse. Your pickup men ride in. The man who won the round last night with an 84.5 is going to have to do more than that if he wants to win it again. And he'll jump into second place earnings right now with an 83.5 for Leighton Green.
Well, if you want your picture taken, you need to get on this next horse because that's his name. Take my picture. Dean Wadsworth comes from Ovalo. I'm not sure that in Buffalo Gap, Texas. 35 years old. He's already won the money at Seguin, at Rosenberg, at Hempstead this winter. I just talked to Siri and I said, that's down. She said it's down by Sonora. Ovalo! Whoa!
Oh boy!
Now there's some of that degree of difficulty we thought that we didn't see in some of the previous horses, but we saw it and take my picture. I'm going to take the picture, take it quick, because I wouldn't last as long as Dean did.
A lot of change of direction in the little bay horse. Left and right, 76 points for the man trying to get the water bill paid.
Sure. Now, Andy, you've been accused of naming some of these horses. Did you name this one?
I don't even know who Mookie is, so
well,
no.
Whoever Mookie is, this is Mookie's pet. Another one of those Y-branded horses, though. Means he's young. Coburn Bradshaw is a veteran. Four-time NFR qualifier. Woo! Taking some rain. And he just, sometimes you can try to do too much, right? And you'll override. And other times you just got to take what the horse gives you. And that's exactly what Coburn does. I mean, this is a beautiful ride. Done exactly the way you're supposed to do it when they coach you how to ride. And we'll see if they liked it. They did. Top three score for Coburn. 83 points for Mr. Bradshaw on Mookie's pet.
Well, the Y-named horses have come along after Binion Survey's had some kids. And I think the kids have an opportunity of getting to help the naming.
Just don't give the kids wine, though, Bob. That's a parental thing.
No, Cole Ashbacker. He's straight up from Arrowwood, Alberta. No wine for this guy.
Qualified to the national finals a year ago. Sicilian Kiss.
Ooh.
It's different than a French one, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
78.5 in round one. That was $500 to the good.
You want me to get my crayons?
It comes with wine and pasta.
Maple Leaf Circuit champ. Gray horse. Snappy little gray. Good job, Cole. Starts out with a strong mark out on the Steel Dust Steed. Now watch. Holds those feet. And we'll get the spurs stroke started. Lanky Cowboy turns in an 80-point ride. It's hard to believe 80 points. Is that 6th?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me get you some more points with big tall Isaac. 6'2", a Floridian at birth. Folks, the last big score on this horse won $50,000 in the Calgary Stampede for Logan Hay. Watch this big guy. He stands 6'2", Logan Hay stands about 5'4". A foot different, but you still got to ride him the same way. You take the same rein. You still got to spur him in the same place.
He's 36. Logan is 26.
Everything.
He's a veteran.
That's a great point, Boyd. He's had 10 more years at Ride Bronx. We watched him become a college champion before he became an NFR qualifier, Boyd.
His nickname is Ike. This horse is called Baby Commit. Now this horse throws its head up a little bit. See how that horse, compare that horse to like Fancy Frank, who you saw 2 or 3 rides ago. Remember how Fancy Frank took his nose down to the ground? But this horse throws his nose up. And that affects how you hang on to the bronc rein. Hey, that's going to be good enough to move him into the top 2. 84 points for Isaac on Baby Kibitz, the Floridian turned Texan, looking good.
Well, it's been an actual nice night of bucking horses. No bad ones to really have to handle. And I love this Survey Championship gray horse. Look at the kick. Look at the jump. Look at this. It's the way it's supposed to be. You know, I think the horses have been bucking, but I think tonight this group had as good a night as any set of horses could have. Win, lose, or draw. Drop a handful of dirt. Sage Newman, Montana, with an 88.5. Isaac, you're back in the money. Leighton Green, you're still in the money. We'll see where this goes from this point on. The bronc riding brought to you by Energy Transfer.
Don't you dare slide away, because the steer wrestlers will slide in next.
Hey, rodeo fans, join today's Chick-fil-A Houston Selfie Race. 3 lucky fans will battle it out across Houston, making their way to the finish line right here in NRG Stadium. Here's how to play. Step 1, take a selfie, and here's the best way. Step 2, upload your selfie on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag RodeoHouston. The race will take place in just a few minutes, so send in your selfies now.
Welcome to the show.
It's time for Entertainer Trivia. Answer the question on the screen correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2024 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
So somebody's going to turn to you and say, hey, what do you want to do? And you should say, we want to visit the Fan Zone. Presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, sections 103 and 124. Look at all those fans. Now, do you see one that's not smiling? All those fans making their way up there. By the way, the Rodeo Houston Champion saddles, you can see them up close. Both locations, you can pick up a beautiful Rodeo Houston buckle, and that's Miss Rodeo America signing autographs. So is Miss Rodeo Texas. You can take pictures, swap phone numbers. You can do all kinds of things up there. So don't be late to the Fan Zone. We want to see you there.
Hello, buddy. I see you eating that hot dog. He's on the corn dog trail. We're on the steer wrestling trail in NRG, and it's brought to you by Mattress Firm. There won't be any corn dogs in this deal. This big boy JD's trucking us. What do you do when you slide one? You go to the nose and lay him down like the Giant just did. That's how he won $3,000. First out tonight, the next guy, Will Loomis. Folks, the first man out is going for a world title like I've never seen anybody else. 6'4", 250, 55, maybe, Andy Boyd.
It depends on if he had a pizza before he showed up.
Well, whatever he does, I'm not stealing his corn dog.
No.
It's the number one man in the world, Will Loomis. Just won Fort Worth a few weeks ago. Whoa, easy, Roni.
That tells you old Roni's ready to go. All right, that's Dakota Eldridge in there in the beige hat with the black shirt on the ground. He's going to try to help Will get this horse stationed. It's not unlike a horse race when you put him in the starting blocks. This horse knows that when he faces that way that it's going to be game on here pretty quick. Now, Dakota's trying to push his rump into that corner. The horse is sensing, he's anticipating. But Will doesn't want to nod unless that steer's standing right. I'm scared though. Yeah, I'm scared because when you get one that quick, you probably broke the barrier. And he did. Again, you can tell by the way it's tripped that his horse broke it before the steer tripped it. What would have been one of our fastest runs of the rodeo at 4.2 turns into a 14-2 for the number one man in the world.
That's disappointment right there. He'll be all right. He's out in the lead. He's number one. Boy, it's been good for Montanans tonight. He lives a little more central and up close to the Canadian border at Stevensville. Bridger Chambers, champion at Bozeman. Been to Heber City, Utah as a champ. I know somebody's going to message me where Stevensville is. I've been there. Here. Kick, lean. Oh, ouch. Oh, that'll break an egg in that chicken right there, boys. That hurts.
He traveled a long ways to take a try at that steer, too. But the steer took an extra step to the right. And the opportunity evaporated.
Well, usually you can use the steer to fall on to help slow you down. Look at his face, folks. Look at the grimace. That's as tough a human as there is walking planet Earth, and we just heard him. All right, Big Stan. Chowchilla, California. Boy, you want to talk about bloodlines. I mean, championships on both the sire and the dam of Stan Bronco. 7-2 got him a fourth-place check last night. He's won the Super Shootout here before. And it's 7 flat. That is going to be the first real time that we'll have to deal with because 7-2 last night did get a check. So that's where we sit.
Take you back to 2016 where Dakota Eldridge left here with the biggest check. One of our past champions here at Rodeo Houston. But with a 25-5 on the first night of our 5th Super Series, Dakota knows he's got some ground to make up. The horse he's riding is the one you just saw Will Loomis on just a few moments ago, so he knows he wants to get in, get out, and get to work. Hazer tries catching up, bringing that steer to him. Dakota will turf him in a 7-9, 7.9 for the past champ.
I'm not going to say anything about the next guy from Montana, except he's been their circuit all-around champion. Let's give best wishes for the next Montanan. Age of 23, just getting his career started. This is Caden Camp.
won a ton of money in San Antonio. I think he placed in like 3 rounds there.
Yeah, he's in the top 30 right now. More than $50,000 in Houston, plus the money you can win in the Super Series in 3 rounds. It's Christmas.
Boy, that was how they train you to do it, folks. Watch this replay, because this, if you got a kid that wants to steer wrestle, tell him to watch this run. Right arm beside the body of the steer, up to the right horn, left horn down, nose pops up, and then you torque that taco. You turn it into quesadilla if you have to, and he did. 6 seconds flat, puts him in the #1 spot.
We turn now to Riley Duvall. Dakota, Oklahoma. $500 is what that 8-3 got him from round 1. 2-time national high school champ. 4-time qualifier to the national finals. Turn him around. Riley, attaboy. 5 and 6. Now we're raising the temperature.
Here's a second look at Riley. Again, just like we talked about a second ago. Left horn down, nose up.
We had a chance to visit with J.D. Struckness, and the question is, what about the mustache? Today, not tomorrow? What's the deal?
Sometimes it goes good, so I keep the mustache, and then as soon as it goes bad, I shave it off, but right now we're going to keep it.
Yeah, I'd keep it too after winning the round last night with a 4-6. Big Minnesota. Oh! That could have been a lot more horrible than it was. Oh my gosh. Just the fact that he's okay. Steer's okay. Horse is okay.
Man, that horse turned over and got up like, I don't know where he went, but I'm out of here.
Dodged the bullet.
Thank you, Lord, for small favors.
Amen. The 2018 champ at Rodeo Houston was Timmy Sperry. Helena, Montana, at a no time on night #1. See that same horse that Bridger Chambers was on a little bit earlier? Third Montana Cowboy to ride this sorrel. They're trying to make sure that steer is standing correctly so that he can get out from behind that barrier line. The winner at Prescott. Got to hustle over to the right, grab the paint steer. Now he has to get him up. All 4 feet facing in the same direction. 9 and 1. 9 and 1 for Timmy Sperry. Solid time, and that should be his first check in our 5th Super Series. See if we can get him some more tomorrow night. Give him a shot at his 2nd Rodeo Houston title.
You wanted some excitement? We give it to you. There's Big Will Loomis trying to hold old Roney back. You can't, even as big as he is. When you drop in the pocket like that, this is what you don't want to do. Ooh. That's going to leave a mark. This slide will get your boots dirty. Now to the nose. There's Riley. He did it all with a 5 and 6. Yep. Be happy with it, boys. You did good tonight. Riley Duvall, Oklahoma, 3rd generation. Caden Camp, welcome to the Bay Window. Riley, Caden, JD, and Will. That's the way we go. Get ready for tomorrow, boys. The Bulldogging is brought to you by Mattress Firm.
And it's pretty tight at the top. Let's get rid of these cowboys. Let's watch some cowgirls when we return.
Make the most of your day at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. After the concert, take a fast trip on a wild ride, or relax and enjoy a bird's eye view of NRG Park outside at the carnival. Relax in the Champion Wine Garden presented by Frost Bank and raise your glass with award-winning wines from around the world. Kick up your boots and dance to live music in the Hideout every night from 6 p.m. till midnight. The Hideout, presented by Jim Beam, is designed especially for rodeo fans over 21. So stick around. There's something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Check the screens for the answer to the trivia question. The winner will be announced on March 19th.
Hey, dude. I said, hey, dude. Look at that. You know what the hey, dude is. They are the most comfortable shoes in the world. Leon's trying to sell a pair of them right now. There they go. They're smiling. They might be wearing Hey Dudes, but the Hey Dude cam brings us to all of you. Leon, I don't know if you're getting anywhere with that deal or not. Good try.
Oh, they're having fun in the Bayou City of Houston. The 91st Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. The barrel racers are ready for round number 2. Presented by S&B Engineers and Constructors. Molly Otto, first gunner last night. And this lady from Grand Forks, North Dakota, smoked the field with like a 1475. It was amazing. Cassie Mowry hot on her tail. And then, of course, Sears and two-time world champion Tanazi. But we get things started with Hazel, Texas. Kylie Scribner and a little too wide on corner number 1. Took the scenic crowd around that right-hand barrel. And that real estate cost you precious seconds on the clock. 16.79 for Kylie.
Pawhuska, Oklahoma's Wenda Johnson. 3 trips to the National Finals Rodeo for the young lady that capped off last season with a victory at the Cowboy Capital of the World Rodeo in Stephenville. 16:30 is not what she wanted last night. Wenda tightens it up. Bay Horse scratching the surface. Now give him his head. That's more like it. 14.76. Wenda giving us something to chase.
Well, Shelby Spielman has got a reason to chase. She got a little check last night, $250. Add 3,000 to that. The lady comes from the Panhandle of Texas. Dalhart, farming and ranch country. Good on too. Hey, Houston, why don't you cheer on? She's a Texan. That is the 2021 Resistol Rookie of the Year with a 14.92. I really believe that cheer helps.
I really believe the track's a little better tonight. Let's go now to a cowgirl who grew up in Victoria, Texas, went to college at Texas A&M University, has since won 2 world championships on 16 trips to the National Finals Rodeo. Brittany Posey Tanazi. She rides a big sorrel horse here tonight. And she's tight on 2, third one. Help, 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 help. And 1570, not in her wheelhouse. She's about to go over the $3 million mark in earnings.
Here's a college national finalist in her own right from Winnie, Arkansas. Casey Matthews, a stalwart in the Southeastern Circuit. 1532. That was worth 1,000. Gets around the third barrel. Come on, Arkansas. Yes, 1478. That is second. 1478 is second.
All right, so you want me to have a run at this 14.76, are you? I got a 2-time Houston champion, world champion, 7 times to the big show. That was in her first career. New horse for Lindsay Sears. Canadian figure skater, now Texan. Go, 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 go. 15 flat. I don't know why I say that. I always think I'm helping them.
You are, Bobby T. You are. She's in the top 4 again. That's where she finished last night. But the top 2 cowgirls have yet to run. This is the lady that finished second last night. Cassie Mowry, Dublin, Texas. Great trainer, great rider. National finalist as well. Tight corners, straight lines. That's what you want out of your horse and your jockey as she heads for the house. Did she catch it? Oh, yes. She just did. 14.66. Takes the lead by 4. Oh, no, 1/10 of a second. Excellent.
North Dakota's Molly Otto, 14.75 last night. 2021 qualifier to the national finals. Watch this Palomino horse. Gets around the second. Here we go. Coming back, stopping it at a 14.76. That will split second and third. But for the second night in a row, she gets a good check in a great spot to advance from Super Series 5.
Oh, when you see what just happened after that flag drops, oh, drive them in. That's the first turn where you've got to make it fit. Second turn, watch her look to that third barrel. Right about here, she said, it's you and me to the finish line, Charlie. Pat him on the neck, spur him if you need to. That was awesome for these ladies. Cassie Mowry, hotter than a pistol. Wenda Johnson, the champion. Molly Otto at third. But that Cassie Mowry's got something to brag on from Dublin. We're proud of what she's doing. Everybody else has got to chase her now. All of that was brought to you by S&B Engineers and Constructors.
Keep the cowgirl trends going. Our breakaway roping is brought to you by Oxy. Who did it the best on night number 1? It was Danielle Lohman with a 2.7. She looked back because she knew that barrier line was close. Followed by Jordan, Joe, JJ, and Bo. But this is a talented field. Haley Williams, currently number 1 in the world. Josie Connor, a national finals qualifier. This is a very talented group.
We start with the number 1 ranked breakaway roper in the game from Comanche, Texas. 22, champion of the Caldwell Night Rodeo. 2.9. Haley says things are different in round 2 than they were round 1. I'm here to make it fit. Sticks him fast. 2.9.
If you were here a couple of nights ago, you'd have watched the next lady's husband rope in the tie-down roping, and there he is standing right next to her. This is Taylor Hanchy, our lady, her husband, Shane Hanchy, the world champion from 2013 in the tie-down roping. Now, she's qualified in the barrel racing and in the breakaway roping twice at the NFR. She sizzled one tonight. I think having a husband that's such a great horseman, see a little push you give on that horse right there in the flank that runs, Charlie.
I'm going to disagree with you. If anybody's helped anybody, Taylor's helped Shane. She comes from a great family over in Carmine. They have a big ranch and feed store over there. So.
Well, they don't have to worry about horse feed. You bought feed from them for 20 years.
Yeah.
Bo Peterson, Council Grove, Kansas. 3-3 in round 1. 3-8. She does a great job tracking this calf. It's so difficult whenever that calf takes a step to the left, but she does such a great job.
Woo.
Yeah, that's one you don't want to throw too early on, or you'll end up with your rope to the right and the calf to the left. You know, you mentioned the other night about this one. Her dad, a great bronc rider, still races bucking horses. Madison Uthier. She could be blazing fast, too. Oops. And that is the second time in a row. It would have worked if she was heading steers in the team roping, but it's not going to work in the breakaway.
I wish I knew where Mike Uthier was. I'd love to see the look on his face. All right, it's purple and pink. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 17-time world champion of the WPRA in 3 ladies events. She's in the top 20. Oh, JJ, take your time. JJ Hampton, Stephenville, Texas. Now she's backed in the corner. One thing this lady is, she's become a celebrity as a roper. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't feel bad. I bet she'll wave to you. I bet she'll wave. Give her a minute. No, that upset her tonight.
So no time for JJ. Our round winner from the first round of Super Series number 5, Danielle Lohman. Gilbert, Arizona. Qualified to the national finals in 2021. 2-7 last night. But right now we only have 3 qualified times, Danielle. Do it again. Yes! 3.4 puts her third. 3 and 4, solid time as Danielle keeps chipping away.
Yes, he does. Now let's go to Josie Connor. Very talented young lady right here. Last year's Resist All Rookie of the Year award winner. Went to the national finals in the breakaway roping. Riley Webb in the corner with her. And 3-6 is going to put her in the number 4 spot now, which is money, and that's important.
All right, a minute ago, you watched Taylor Hanchy rope with her husband, the calf roper, world champion, helping her. Jordan Joe Harlabaugh. Her husband is a many-time qualifier to the National Finals Rodeo as well. They live in Aggie country in Canyon, Texas. That's Texas A&M in Canyon. Shane standing right there beside her as well. Oh. Would you see one race car driver stand next to another guy's car and go, I hope you win, I hope you win?
Not unless it was a movie.
Ain't first, you're last. Shake and bake.
Boy, she got out of there like a thief in the dark. Pow, 3.5, guys. JoJo. Good run.
Takes one more swing to make sure it fits. Catch is good at 3 and 5 for Jordan Joe Harlabaugh. Good night of roping. Few bumps in the middle, but everything else was great. Did you see the look of intensity? Swing of the rope. Tracking that calf until you get your shot. Then the kapow as the rope breaks away. And the eye and the smile of our champions as they wait for round number 3. But in go round 2, it was the number 1 cowgirl in the world, Haley Williams, with that 2 and 9. But here is the money board. Lohman at the top with 4,000. Then Williams, Harlabaugh, and Hanchy. Thank you to Oxy for sponsoring our breakaway rope.
Hang on to your britches. Hang on to your bull rope. Hang on to something. Pull right in when we come back.
Well, we're going to focus in on that section right there. Those are the best seats in the house, the chute seats. They're presented by our friends at S, right behind the bucking chutes.
Visit the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance at sections 103 and 124. Take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars or get an autograph. You can also pick up a Rodeo Houston belt buckle.
Houston Methodist is the official healthcare provider and proud supporters of your Rodeo Houston sports medicine team. And joining me now from that sports medicine team, the chairman, Richard Mann. And Richard, tell us a little bit about your amazing staff and what they do here at Rodeo Houston.
Yeah, the sports medicine team is made up of about 170 medical professionals that volunteer their time to come out here for one mission, and that's to take care of the contestants here at Rodeo Houston.
And we're not just taking care of injuries that we sometimes see, but you're also taking care of cowboys that may have come in from another rodeo or doing some preventative measures as well, aren't you?
Correct. We actually have 11 different medical specialties on our medical team. And tonight around the stadium, there's a lot of emergency medical professionals to take care of any injuries that occur during the rodeo. But behind the scenes, we have an entire staff that's dedicated to injury prevention and rehabilitation.
You guys do an amazing job, so thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you to the Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine Team, and thank you, Houston Methodist.
You can tell she knows what's fixing to happen. All righty. At Rodeo Houston, Whataburger brings it to us inside NRG Stadium. And I'm looking for another great night out of this guy, Jordan Spears. The West Coast Cowboy from California put up the biggest numbers, therefore he picked up the biggest check. In front of Hayes Wade, Jared Parsonage, and Jordan Hansen, the two Canadians took their share of the money as well. And if our qualifiers, Kimsey and Potter, will have the final say tonight.
There are the bullfighters on your screen. On the left side, it is the greatest of all time, Mr. Dusty Tuckness. In the middle, National Finals bullfighter Nate Justice. And on the right, that is Bo Sheets. And then there's this guy, Bobby T.
Well, he's got a signal for somebody. Oh, there it is. Hello to Leon Coffee. Hi, buddy. That is your Hall of Famer. That is the Grand Marshal of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Parade. And this is the Grand Marshal in California.
We'll kick it off with Boyd's pick, Bobby T. Jordan Spears. Talked about how well he did last night. That 80-point ride was excellent.
89-point ride was unbelievable. I like this bull because he comes from the Big Rafter Company, and he's so bad they hadn't even named him yet. If Jordan wins the round on him, we need to name this bull something that pertains to Houston, like South Main or Old Spanish Trail or something like that.
Yeah, Old Spanish Trail would be good. Don't drive on it in traffic. I love it over there.
Until it's time to get out of here.
He's up. Houston, you ready to help him ride? Come on, people. Got to be 65, 70,000 of you in here right now. Let's get ready to help him ride.
30 years old, in his 11th year as a pro.
The people in the Chevron Suite, where are you?
Bullfighter just took a beating to save Jordan's life. Oh, down in the well, and watch Nate Justice. Nate Justice steps in to try to get this bull to look at him instead of the bull rider. The bull says, yeah, I'll take you. And then Dusty, they're smiling after something like that happens. Come on, let's hear it for our bullfighters. That's a tough crew down there.
Nothing like a wake-up call after the first bull rider. Clayton Savage, Banner, Wyoming. 36 years young.
Try a little bit, keep riding.
Bull has a 64% buck-off rate. This is Mud Monkey.
I'd say that's rideable.
Uh-oh. There might. Let's see. Did you see any orange? Yeah, okay. Watch closely, folks. You're a judge. You're a judge. Does this bull go down to his knees? And if he does, the cowboy gets a re-ride. Now, hey, if you want him to have a re-ride, I want to hear 60,000 people plus at the count of 3. No. I want to hear y'all at the count of 3 yell re-ride. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
That's amazing.
You're not going to have that happen anywhere else. He doesn't want it. I wouldn't want it either after that.
All right, here's one of the younger ones at 23, Hayes Waite.
Won 2,000 last night with an 85.5. Bull's called She-Devil. Around to the left. Oh, get back on that rope. Look at the space between his right hand and where his hips are. You want to be right over your rope, but there is, I don't know, a whole foot, maybe 18 inches between his hand and his hips, and that is not where you want to be.
You know, he had shoulder surgery just before he came to Houston. And we asked him if you get nervous coming off an injury.
Okay, go ahead. The first one or two, yeah, but once you get on a stage like this, you forget it all and you give it to God and you just go to him.
Just give it to God and go to him.
Well, we'll see what Jordan Hansen can give to God on this one. This is a jackhammer. Folks, this bull's been bucked 43 times, and they've only rode him 15 times. They rode him here the other night for 82.5. Jordan Hansen, the Canadian champion. Jordan Hansen, the two-time qualifier to go to the Wrangler NFR. Give this spot a dude the boots, Jordy. Good move. And he did it 3 times. 3 times. Watch this. There's your first time. Sucker punched him in the well, jumped into it, jumped out. Then again. And right at the end, this bull thinks he's got him. No, he don't. He's back in the middle. Folks, that was a fight for 73 points. I know, he was all over that bull, right side, left side, not always in the middle.
The odds of a coin flip are just about 50-50. Those are the stats on this bull underneath Toby Collins. Major Lager. When they ride him, they average 85. Mostly ridden by righties. But the left-handed bull rider gets tossed to the back of the chutes. No score for the all-around cowboy from Stephenville.
He does get thrown back to where he started, though, doesn't he? I mean, that's like bumper pool right there. And his rump landed on that top rail. Bullfighters. Buddy's trying to catch him. Oh, yeah.
Try that on the left hip, Boyd. That's solid steel.
Yeah, and Bob, people choose to do this on purpose. They didn't even lose a bet. They're like, yeah, I'll do it. There's Jared Parsons. Maple Creek, Saskatchewan, Canada. He's got a very rideable bull called Sticky Dreams. Got a 50-50 chance. He's 8-4 in his career. 8 qualified rides, 4 buck-offs. Of the 4 rides, 3 times it was right-handed guys. This is a left-handed bull rider. So he can be one of the few to ride this bull left-handed. No, not going to do it. Parsonage gets punished. The big, tall kid from the Maple Leaf country of Canada. Looks like George Strait. He'd like to have that one back.
But another great job by our bullfighters being right there to make sure the Canadian can step away. Come on, friends, give it up for those talented boys. Tuckness, Justice, and Sheets. Oklahoma's Trey Kimsey of Strong City. The bull is Old Son. Young man won just about 90,000 at the national finals. Oh, that bull throws an okie doke at him, Bobby T. You see that little head fake?
Watch it in the replay. Bull knows he's got him out to the end of his arm. Throws it back to the right side, said, don't come this way. Then he tries it with the bullfighter.
Here's what I'm going to show you, though. Watch this bull drop its right shoulder. When this bull comes out, it's a left-hand delivery, but the bull drops its right shoulder right there. And that's what gets Trey leaning to the right and into his hand. Tough luck for Mr. Kimsey. Here's Maverick Potter. Waxahachie, Texas. Rocky Mountains Bull Money Talk. Whoops. Nice work. Coach Sheets swarms in, and are you kidding me? All the cookies in the cookie jar are going to go to a 73-point ride.
Well, they just rode that last bull 2 nights ago for 86.5, not tonight. When that happens, it ain't about the cookies. You broke the cookie jar, and here's how it works. Around and around. Look at his feet, toes turned out. Look at his upper body, square with the bull. Look at his right foot, not in the bull. Man, did that bull want to get rid of him. Oh, cameraman even got a shot of that one. Now watch, look it. That's a 1,300-pound animal jump in the air like that. Oh, Nate Justice, you'll remember tonight. His partner's trying to save him. Oh, I didn't see that part of it. Now Dusty's making fun of him, and he just laughing it off. Big time bull riding. Who? Jordan Hansen. The Canadian now takes a $750 lead. He is the overall winner. I hope you liked it. All of that was brought to you by Whataburger.
Up next, a very special tribute to some of our favorite athletes. It's our distinct privilege to honor America's heroes, the men and women in uniform that make it possible for all of us to live in freedom and have pride for our country. Tonight, the Crown Royal Military Salute is proud to honor a United States Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. This is Benny L. Belvin Jr. Chief Master Sergeant Belvin served for 22 years in the Air Force. He served deployments in support of Operation Noble Eagle and Operation Enduring Freedom. He was awarded multiple meritorious service medals, commendation medals, Texas Outstanding Service medals, and recognized as Airman and Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year. Listen, he's earned 5 degrees, including a doctorate in education, all the while serving this nation with valor and with honor. How loud will you get for Chief Master Sergeant Belvin for his years of dedicated service to our country? For generations, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo has welcomed professional athletes from around the world who come to compete and take part in one of the most exciting and celebrated events of the year. But the Cowboys and Cowgirls admit they'd be nothing on their own. They fully rely on their partners. And now Oxy is honored to present the other part of the team that these athletes cherish, the other part of their team that they love and fiercely protect, just like a part of their very own family. So let's start with a mother and daughter. This is Fires Easy. She's 19 years old and she's a great grandmother. And for more than 12 years, she's been a smoking hot contender at Rodeo Houston. Beside her is her daughter, Fire Away. And she's just as tough in the arena, but in the pasture, she'll run up to you and nudge your hand to scratch her nose. Fire Away is a mama too. And these two mamas are leading the way for future generations. Like 6-year-old Fired Up, a daughter of Fire Away. She was born in the middle of a freezing blizzard, but by the end of her first week of life, she was running and bucking through the snowdrifts. And one day, her daughter, the youngest member of the family, Firecracker, will follow in their footsteps. You know, some horses are born to run fast. Some are meant to work with cutting precision. But this family of bucking horses was born to challenge its riders. Because bucking comes naturally to these broncs. And it's our responsibility and our privilege to make sure they are cared for with respect and worth. Because they're a part of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo family too. And they represent both the legacy and the future of our rodeo. Let's give all of our human and animal athletes a hand. And let's also say thank you to Oxy for presenting our Born to Buck legacy. And be sure to visit some of these beautiful horses, these mares and their foals, in the Born to Buck exhibit. It's presented by Oxy. It's just east of the Astrodome in the Junction. They'd love to see you, and you'll love seeing them.
Coming up next, it's Calf Scramble. Oh, don't they look all nice and clean? Not for long. I want to say thank you to Chick-fil-A. We're about to have a race involving all of you. I've got 3 competitors tonight. Here you go. NASA lifts them off. Oh, we're back under the be somebody bridge. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where are they? Where did that pesky bull go? Heading back. They got him in the carnival. Past the Ferris wheel. There we are. We're back in there. Howdy, look out. Now throw a rope. Throw another rope. Oh, she's going to ride the bull and get him caught. Kristen Groves, thank you. You are the Chick-fil-A champion of the night.
It's time now for the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam. Hey Dude, the world's lightest shoes, the world's most comfortable, cushy shoes, brings you the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam. That's right, you might be a hippie, but we're going to turn you into a mustache cowgirl tonight. That's right, mustaches, goatees, that's for everybody, because the Hey Dude Cowboy Cam will dress you up for the rodeo each and every night.
Oh, what a beautiful night outside. Cool down again. It's going to be a beautiful week as we are ready for the Calf Scramble. It's sponsored by Rock and Roll Denim. I want you to keep your eye out tonight for the very first scrambler to catch a calf and get it across the line, because that scrambler will have a chance to compete in the Super Scramble on March 19th. Here's Patty Smith, but there's her leader, Andy Seiler.
I don't tell Patty anything, Bob. We work as a team. But I did blink once while I was waiting on you to introduce me. Tonight we have 12 young men and 18 young ladies all in the calf scramble. They're exhibitors in 4-H and FFA, and Patty's been communicating with them. I want to know what you see in tonight's scramble.
Well, I see a great group of kids. We've got some smart ones, we've got some athletic ones, and we've got some kids who have done this before, so I'm expecting a great scramble. Let's meet the kids, starting with number 1, Kenna Davis.
Emma Day.
Austin Davis.
Lily Morphus.
Jacob Pennington.
Kylan Noblet.
Colton Simonton.
Bella Jacks.
Tanya Gonzalez.
Allison Burgess.
Elizabeth Yanak.
Andrew Kutzenberger.
Baden Busby.
Jaden Woodley.
Abigail Marenko.
Aaliyah Davis.
Braylon Masters.
Jasmine Wilson.
Marcos Aguirre.
Savannah Ellis.
Hayden Acker.
Caleb Rouser.
Kate Stuckley.
Thomas Barber.
Iva Markison.
Benjamin Luke Nozas.
Zoe Hunteman.
Marcus Harris.
Jaden Roberson.
And Caitlin Knight. Those are the 30 calf scramblers on Monday, March 13th. Something that we do each and every night is we have a couple of individuals that assist us in making sure that the calf scramble begins without any issues. Our calf scramble gate opener is a Major League 11-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, 7-time Cy Young Award winner, and a Houston native, a Houston Sports Hall of Famer. This is Roger Clemens. Roger will be opening the gate here in just a moment for us, but our calf scramble starter will drop the hat to signify the beginning of our calf scramble. And tonight we have the Texas State University president. That is Dr. Kelly Damphus. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. Roger will swing that gate open so that the calves can come up the chute. And then it is up to Dr. Kelly to drop that hat, to let each and every one of our exhibitors know it's time to go catch. The hat is held high in the air. We drop it down. It's time to roll. Let's catch one.
And the kids are off and scrambling. The calves are off and scrambling. We've got a couple kids. That number 22, Rocket's old number. How about that for Kismet? That's a look at number 3, Austin Davis from Bridgeland. He's a linebacker on his football team. This is his first calf scramble, but he looks like he knows exactly what he's doing.
There is a good shot of the halter coming out. So they put the halter on and then have to lead the calf back inside the big box at the center of the arena here inside NRG Stadium.
Here's number 19 and number 28. That's Marcus Aguirre and Marcus Harris, both giving chase. And that's number 26, Benjamin Luke Novosad from Burleson County. He's a center on his football team. Here comes number 5, Jacob Pennington. Oh no! You said it, Andy. That halter only goes on one way, and apparently Jacob did not get it on the right way. But number 7, Colton Simonton from Jordan FFA, he did, and he's bringing in his first calf.
Well, if you're not careful, Patty, it comes right back off as there's our catch. I believe that is number 3, Austin Davis. Yes, it is. Congratulations to Austin. And there's number 12, Andrew Kutzenberger of Brazos County 4-H. Just a couple more steps. There you go.
I told you we were going to have some fast kids down here.
So far, your prediction is correct.
And that's number 28, Marcus Harris. We talked about him a little bit earlier, football player on his team. That's somebody getting dragged in the background here, but here's one of our girls working on that halter. It's hard to concentrate down there. It's a very obstreperous conditions down there, but she made it all happen, and that is number 8, Bella Jacks from Kirbyville. She's a cheerleader. She's on her softball team, and this is her first calf scramble.
There you go, Bella. And the halter is put on correctly for number 11, Elizabeth Janik of Aransas County 4-H, as she will now lead her calf inside the box.
She's one of those smart ones I was telling you about. She is building an ag mechanics project. She raises steers, and this is her first calf scramble.
A first-timer going to make a catch as number 26, Benjamin Luke of Burleson County 4-H just has a few more steps to go. Come on, Houston, let's get behind him.
Come on, do ya?
Come on, you can do it. As number 8, also right at the line, Bella Jacks.
There we go. Great job. There's number 27. That's Zoe Hunteman from Vidor. She's a soccer player and shows pigs. And from these hard-running calf scramble kids to our rodeo athletes, Houston Methodist and Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine are standing by to take care of any injuries to our competitors. And catching a calf is really just the beginning of a year-long educational journey for these Texas 4-H and FFA kids, isn't it, Andy?
You're so right, Patty. When they catch a calf, the winners of our calf scramble will receive a purchase certificate for a steer or a heifer. Now, that makes them part of a program that has awarded over $19.8 million to 23,600 students since this program began back in 1942. And raising these animals teaches so many life skills, not only because they have the responsibility for caring for a living animal, they also learn financial accountability, record-keeping, decision-making, and the communications necessary to keep in touch with their donors throughout this whole process. They'll also gain self-confidence as they take their steer or heifer to a fall progress show, like Caleb Rouser's looking to do, where they will be in front of a judge for the first time, and then when they return with that same steer or heifer to the 2024 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
And there's number 13, Baden Busby, bringing it in. We also saw number 22, Deuces Wild, Roger Clemens' number, say Caleb Rouser from Lone Oak FFA. He likes to hunt and fish. He'd like to be a welder. There he is.
That's another good look at Caleb. He's got the halter and the tail. Number 28, Marcus Harris. Marcus is oh so close. There's 16. That is Aaliyah Davis. Good job, Aaliyah. Just a few more steps for Marcus Harris. Come on, Marcus.
He's been persistent. We've said his name a lot tonight.
There
he goes. We've also got number 27, Zoe Hunteman from Vidor coming in. And there's number 2, Emma Day from Meadville FFA. She's done gymnastics since she was 4 years old. She caught at her Fort Bend rodeo, and she looks like if she can hang on, she'll be able to add Rodeo Houston to the mix. Uh-oh.
She is trying to put that halter on with everything she has. She has to sort it out. She's getting some encouragement from some other 4-H and FFA exhibitors.
Are they encouraging her, or are they waiting?
I'll let you decide that, Patty. I think they're encouraging.
I think they're going to wait until she gets the halter on, and then they're going to encourage and help.
Well, I think she's got the halter on correctly, so it may be game over. It may be a catch for Emma, because all she's got to do is tighten it up and then make her way north. The halter is on. Now it's just a stroll inside. With Houston cheering you on, Emma Day. It is all Emma all day. Nice work for the young lady from Needville FFA. I know, that's a lot of work. But it's all worth it. Thank you to our sponsor, the Calf Scramble, Rock and Roll Denim. Stay put, because we're going to bring them in wide open. Chuck Wagon Racing coming soon.
We want to welcome some lucky recipients to our Rodeo Acts of Kindness program. They've been moved down from the 6th level to these great seats thanks to Rodeo Acts of Kindness, Axiom Space. Here's our arena crew. Those are the talented folks working the gates of chutes and equipment, sponsored by Cavender's Boot City and Valley Sports Southwest. They'll be showing and streaming all of the rodeo performances live, and you can get all of those details at valleysports.com. Enjoy the rodeo on Valley Sports Southwest when you can't be here.
So there's so much going on at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. You just enjoyed a calf scramble that if you weren't inside this building, you wouldn't know how much fun it was to watch those young FFA and 4-H kids go to work. Here's what we want you to know. We have horse shows here, too. We're talking about Western horse shows. We're talking about rein and cow horse shows. We're talking about ranch rodeos. All kinds of fun things to do that don't actually happen inside NRG Stadium. But the horse shows are a huge part of the Rodeo Houston experience. So if you come back out to be a part of us, be a part of them, too. You're going to like the horse shows.
Stop by NRG Arena to see the world-class horse shows. From ranch rodeo to breed shows, speed, agility, and horsemanship are all on display. The cutting horse competitions are always a crowd favorite. Horse and rider work together to separate a cow from the herd to make the cut. Whether it's youth or adults, you can find fierce competition every day in the horse barn. So don't miss one of the most prestigious horse shows in the world.
And now the horse race. Chuck Wagon Races featuring Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat in the first heat. Pick a wagon. That's what Boyd, Bob, and Andy have done. And then when you pick a wagon, you can bet a beer, you can bet a buck, you can bet a bing. I'm Chevron because I like to win. Bob's Kroger because he likes to eat. And Andy's Mustang Cat, well, because Andy's Mustang Cat.
Well, Andy's always digging himself out of something. Wayne Hollis used to drive that wagon. I remember the day. Come on, Kroger. Get to the inside and stay there.
Come on, Chevron. High octane Chevron.
That's lap number 1. Final lap. Here's where the money comes in.
Well, yeah, we're laying a trap. Chevron's going to move to the lower inside, and when they do, they kick in the jets. And when they kick in the jets, man.
I do believe that Kroger.
I don't know, man. It's close.
Let's look and see if that Kroger knows that horse was across the line. Look at over there to the left, to the left, to the left. Yes! Kroger is your winner.
Thank you to Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. Okay, away we go. Heat number 2. Baylor, Medicine, Ford, and Shell. Just like the last one, folks, Shell has already knocked over 2 barrels. I'm not sure that. I think that's a 5-second penalty on Bob.
No, not on my wagon. No penalties.
I'm taking Ford because I'm a good guy and they got 3 white horses. Andy's Baylor Medicine because he's just sick. Bobby is Shell because he's full of gas.
If I'm sick of anything, it's listening to all that hot air come out of the booth.
I'll give you some gas, boys, when you need it the most. Look who's in the lead. It's Shell.
Come on, y'all. The louder you cheer, the faster they go. There's only 1 lap left. Shell has got the early lead, but Ford's got the inside track.
You watch where that Shell wagon goes, Andy. We're going to cut right in front of Baylor. We're going to beat that Ford wagon. It'll be 2 in a row tonight for Bobby.
Turn it up. Last turn to go.
Oh! My goodness, my Shell wagon ran out of fuel.
Could we actually have a tie?
No, I think Baylor had it.
No, I don't think they did. I think that if you watch the white horses, you will see clearly that Baylor Medicine wins.
Thank you.
Thank you to Baylor Medicine. Thank you to Ford. And thank you to Shell.
You're such a good sport. Hey, get ready. It's Mutton Busted. Coming in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, the contributions that our show volunteers have made are changing lives for Texas students. Here's Chairman of the Board, Mr. Brady Carruth.
I'm the first legacy chairman of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And my, dad was the chairman for the 50th anniversary, and I happen to be chairman for the 90th anniversary. It's great that I can follow his footpath of his great legacy. My mother was very involved in the show, and she loved the school art committee. She was always very passionate that kids needed to have an opportunity to participate in our show, even if they couldn't raise an animal.
I've been painting since before I can remember. The biggest competition was Houston, and even today, it still is. Senior year, I finally won the grand champion. It almost paid for my college at TCU. I have very minimal student loans, but if I really sit down and think, what did Houston do for me? It helped me develop myself as an artist.
This young man shown that his art was appreciated, that he had talent, and he wants to pass that along to the younger students also by being an art teacher.
I start out class period by just explaining what the opportunities are for doing this competition. I give them my story and tell them what it afforded me.
There are a lot of careers these days that sprout off that kind of knowledge. A lot of things you can do with a good creative art background.
The school art opened up a lot of opportunities for me. Being able to provide me with college funds, allowing me to be able to showcase my art pieces and sharing my passion with others. I'm a design engineer, so I like to be able to see things from an artistic perspective in my technical concepts that I supply to clients.
It helps students who may or may not have had something to pour into, but it directs their attention to something positive, something to work for. And it is a platform that is changing lives for kids in Texas.
Congratulations. Sold at $250,000.
Thank you, Mr. Carruth.
Okay, folks, listen up. We're about to go to a game, and you're the judges of the game. It's called Defying Gravity. Well, let's be honest. The only place you can defy gravity is outer space. But down here on the arena floor, contestants attempt to do it, and they end up in a jam, in a bad storm. So we're about to show you 3 contestants that had trouble, and you're going to judge who had the worst trouble trying to defy gravity. Check this out.
We've all been there. That feeling you get when your feet leave the ground and you're not sure which way is up. Like when you're in space. All you feel is air. Everything's in super slow motion. You lose your sense of time and space. Feels like you're defying gravity. Axiom Space, builders of the first commercial space station, want to provide a smooth landing for our rodeo contestants. But who had the roughest ride? You be the judge.
Okay, so that's the thing. You're going to judge with your applause. This is all about making noise. The more noise you make, the better it is for the contestants because they're going to get travel money, cash in their pocket, and you're going to give it to them right now. So let's start with a bull rider from Texas. This is Scotty Knapp trying to defy gravity on planet Earth, and it's not working. Look at that. The bull flips him with his horn like he's an egg in a skillet. Watch that. Bam! Underneath his... That's a Texas bull rider taking a hooking. Gravity is hurting him. But you could give him cash money with your voices. Go! $93, but we're looking for 99s and 100s, guys. We're going to ask for more.
All right, let's try a little more. We'll go out to California. This is Jordan Spears. Whoa! Ooh! Did you see where that bull hit him with the horn? Right in the back of the neck, below the helmet. Ooh! Folks, that will rattle your cage for 30 days. Hit him once, then hit him twice. You have got to help him.
Now remember, as we get a 97, this is for cold, hard cash to pay for travel to get to the next rodeo. So you're being very good to them the louder that you get. Now here's a bulldogger all the way from Montana. Do you know how far it is from Houston to where Bridger Chambers is from? It's about 2,000 miles. But we turn him upside down and bury him on the crown of his hat. I mean, look at his butt straight up in the air. He's got nothing to do but pray to get out of this storm. Will you buy him a tank of gas, Houston? A couple of tanks. Just get loud for Bridger.
Well, you did it by 1 point. The Montana Bulldogger gets the cash as we say thank you to Axiom Space.
That's tonight's Defying Gravity Awards, sponsored by Axiom Space. During our last rodeo performance, you'll have the chance to vote for the grand prize winner, who will receive the top award, $3,000 in travel funds.
That's a lot of cash to get down the road. Thank you, Axiom Space. But right now, we're going to get down the road with some Mutton Busters. That's right, HEB brings it to NRG. And here are your hosts, Andy Seiler and Patty Smith.
Thank you, Boyd. We're ready to have some fun.
We are. Let's do it. The kids are ready.
Yes, they are. So we start with Wyatt Bowell, Magnolia, Texas. Wyatt loves watching bull riding and eating cotton candy. Wyatt will be the first one to get us started.
And Wyatt does get us started, and he has a nice little slippery one, I think, but he's up with a happy wave. Good job, Wyatt.
Tomball, Texas is Asa McWilliams. Asa wants to be a restaurant owner someday.
I think Asa might want to be a steer wrestler when he grows up. Great job. Great celebration.
Cypress, Texas is Braxton Morin. Braxton, when he grows up, wants to be a Texas game warden. Make sure you have your license.
He's got some balance. He's taking it all the way across and with the dismount at the end. Great job, Braxton.
He is country tough. Xavier Williams of Allen.
I think we saw Xavier doing the Pledge of Allegiance earlier tonight to kick things off, and he does a very nice job here tonight.
Wait.
Friends Woods, Jackson, Lott. Jackson loves barrel racing. Good job.
Jackson held on pretty tight there with a rocky start.
Kingwood's Nora Lobdell. Nora likes eating cotton candy. Now we're riding sheep.
She wants to be a zookeeper, so obviously she has a way with animals. What a dismount.
Alina Solis of Houston, Texas, wants to be a veterinarian when she grows up. Alina, here's your shot to show us how to ride one.
She's got the fringe working on the boots, and she just stopped right by me here to say hello. Good job, Alina.
Good job.
Big heart, Mason Coyle, 5 years old from Houston.
Mason doing it upside down. All different techniques here tonight.
Kinley Richards of Tomball, Texas. Kinley loves mutton busting. Kinley, now you get to be a part of it. Now show us what you got.
She's got some pink sparkly boots, that's for sure.